Now we're going to be working with multiplying binomials. So binomial, remember, means two terms. So if we look at this problem, we see that we have 3n plus 2 and an n plus 3. Notice that the 3n, and the n, they both have a power of 1, so that would be one term. So the n to the first power is our one term, and then we have two just numbers. So that's our second term, the numbers. So that's how we get the binomials. The n to the first, and then we just have our regular numbers. So that's a binomial, two terms. Now we're going to multiply these together. So it'd be similar to saying if you have 3x minus 2, take 3 times x, and take 3 times 2. So the answer would be 3x minus 6. Well, we're going to do that same thing, but with, say, 2 of these x minus 2's, a binomial. Okay? The method we're going to use to make this a little bit simpler is called foiling. F-O-I-L. And that's an acronym. So it stands for first, outer, insides, and lasts. So when we talk about firsts, we're talking about the 3n and the end. The first terms in each of these. For the outers, we're talking about the 3n and the 3, the ones on the outsides of this whole problem. Then insides, the I, we're talking about the 2 and the n, the ones that are closest to the inside of the problem. And then lasts, we're talking about the last numbers, the last terms in each of these. So we have a 2 here and a 3 here, the last terms, the 2 and the 3. So all we're going to do is we're going to do these steps to get out our product. So first I'm going to take 3n times n. So 3n times n. So that would be 3n squared. Next, do the outers. So that means 3n times 3. Alright, so 3n times 3, that is 9n. Okay? Next, we do the insides. So 2 times n, that would be 2n. Notice how I'm putting pluses in between all these terms because they're all positive. And lastly, we do the lasts. So the 2 and the 3. So 2 times 3, 6. Now we need to combine this whole trinomial. See, there's an n squared, an n's, 2 n's, and then a number. So we need to combine these two plain old n's. So we'll rewrite n squared. 9 plus 2 is 11. So we have 11 n's plus 6. And this is our answer. In essence, what we're talking about when we add the n's, it's like adding apples. So you have 9 apples and you have 2 apples. Add them together, you have 11 apples. When you look at n squared, that's a different fruit, if you want to call it. So you can't add it with these apples, with the n's. Okay? So this is our foiling method. Let's do a few example problems along with this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to write out FOIL so we can use that. So FOIL, F-O-I-L. And now I'm going to write down a problem. R plus 1, R minus 3. Okay, so F, take the firsts. So R times R. That is equal to r squared. Now do the outers. The r and the negative 3. So r times negative 3 is negative 3r. Notice there's a minus sign for that negative 3. Or you could do plus negative 3r. I just chose to do the minus sign. Now you can do the insides. So 1 and r. 1 times r is just a positive r. And lastly, you can do the lasts. So the 1 and the negative 3. So 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Now, you need to simplify.